All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 49. One away from 50. It's going to be great. Feeney Talks with Friends. My name is Eric Feeney, the founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that have heartbreak or tragedy. I use this podcast called Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people in the community that are doing great things. And today's guests do wonderful things, inside and out. Interior and exterior, and they're very talented and multifaceted. It's going to be great. What's up, Nicole?
Hi, thank you for having us. We're so excited.
Krista, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and together you are Addison McKnight.
Yes.
All right, we'll get into that. So last episode, 48, was with the Bridge Family Center. We talked with Martin and Margaret. It's a great podcast. Go check it out. The Bridge is doing fantastic things. They've been in the West Hartford community for 50 plus years. But we're excited. 49. So how you guys doing?
We're doing great.
We're excited. Our book comes out in 2 weeks.
Yes. We're here to talk about their book, An Imperfect Plan. 404 pages.
I didn't even know that.
I read 150 of them yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I took notes.
Because it was such a page turner.
It was great. I was definitely engaged. My wife's like, I gotta walk the dog. I'm like, I have to finish. So it was really cool. We'll jump right into that. Or let's start here. Let's do 3 keys. We have sponsors. Let's go over our sponsors. Yes. Let's talk about, we're here because of Dave at Direct Line Media and his son. Direct Line Media has been putting up with me for almost 50 episodes. It's wonderful. They volunteer their time. It's a great organization for media. So check it out if you want to do some podcasting. Dave at Direct Line Media is your guy. And also thanks to Cody at Wehob Brewing and Roasting. They're nice enough to let us use this location on 141 Shield Street. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, but come check them out on Wednesdays. Actually, they're closed for alcohol beverages Mondays and Tuesdays. They're open for coffee all week. And also podcasts. Sponsors, the Fix IV. You ever get a fix on Farmington Ave? Keating Agency, Gastro Park, and West Hartford Lock are all podcast sponsors.
Awesome.
So we're here thanks to them. Actually, let's start with a selfie. I know a guy who I send selfies. Is that all right? Send selfies with. We're gonna send it. Let's get it right there. Oh, and you're in the shot too.
Of course.
You.
That's good.
I'll send it to him and see what he says here. So 3 keys. See what I did there? West Hartford Lock. 3 keys. 3 keys that make you guys a great author team. 3 keys to becoming a good author.
Well, it's very unusual, so I don't know that our advice is for everyone because it's a dual authorship, which is very different. Most writers, I think, are very writing in their own insular bubble, and they can make their own rules and keys, and that works. We have to make sure the keys work for the other person.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that the entire time I'm reading, I'm like, that must be, there's some pros and cons, bouncing off ideas, brainstorming, but then again, like your flow. So you want to speak on that? Like what, if you were to do a Venn diagram, 2 authors working together versus 1, compare and contrast. What do you got?
Well, I would say the really good thing about having a teammate is that you get to capitalize on each other's strengths. And Nicole's really creative. I love research. So when we take a book like An Imperfect Plan and we put it together, we really can kind of each
do what we love.
Yeah, have that part of the book that is really speaking to us. Even if it's her side, we each took a character. But if it's her character and there's some research, I'll kind of volunteer to do that. And if my plot is getting a little bit stuck, I'll call Nicole and say how do I creatively write myself out of this corner? And she's really good at that. So that really helps. And I think that when you are writing by yourself, I know this from writing military spouse work, you don't have a deadline. And when you have a friend that is sending you a couple chapters, you have this kind of support and accountability where you're like, oh, I better send her a couple chapters. And you have that instant editor. You have somebody that's looking at your work and telling you this is good, this, needs some improvement. But you're getting that instant feedback. When I'm writing something on my own for the military spouse community, you would have to pay to get that kind of editing support. So it's
Yeah.
kind of built in the partnership.
That's great. Did you write for one character and you wrote for the other character? Mm-hmm. Can I
Yeah.
guess who?
Yes.
Greta Collette.
Very good. I mean,
Yes.
you've known us for 1 minute.
Yes.
Good guess.
50-50 shot. Greta and Collette. Very interesting. The whole time I'm thinking, all right, it would make more sense how the chapters went because it bounced from Greta Collette.
So we're very odd. We've researched and met other authors that do this, especially in the thriller space. And I think we're the only ones that do it this way, that
Yeah.
we've met anyways. A lot of people actually do each line together, or they each do a chapter together. I mean, we could never do that. This way, I say, okay, let's each do 3 chapters, and then we'll come in, kind of compare notes and see where we are. We do that a lot. So we say, okay, right now we're at the wedding, or right now we're at whatever. So we make sure we're on the same timeline. But we get to do our own thing with our character for the most part.
Very cool. No, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I couldn't put it down yesterday. It was great. I'm excited. It comes out May 10th, right? We're going to have a
Yes.
party.
Yes.
I got invited to. I'm very excited. I'll be there. I feel honored. And I thought it was really cool. This is the first book, advanced reader's copy.
Yeah,
So I'm
you're very
I'm
special.
like VIP, reading
Yes.
an advanced reader's copy. So it was really cool. Thank you for that. And it did say this too, uncorrected proof. Mm-hmm. I was like, if there is one, did you make a mistake or an error on here on this uncorrected? I couldn't find.
There was a couple things that we did find, but we have edited that, how many times? 1 million. So by the time we got that, we were so excited. I think we were just like, let's read it and enjoy it. And
Yeah.
we did find a couple little things, but not too bad.
As a teacher, we teach writing, writer's workshop, and the kids want to write something and they're done. They want to, it's in stone, it's done, no editing, revising. That's a tough skill to teach. And I tried to tell them, I said authors have to do editing and revising hundreds of times. You think it was hundreds? Thousands?
Oh,
10,
God,
15?
I don't know. No, I mean, well, what you just said, we've never written fiction before, and we had this idea. We wrote the book in 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're amazing at this. This is great. It's done. And then we realized that was 2019, 18.
Something.
We
a
should
long
probably know
time
this.
ago.
Anyways, it didn't get done editing until this past fall. So it took 2 years. We hired editors. We edited with our agent. We edited with ourselves. We sold it. We got it sold. Then we got an editor from our publisher, and that was 6 rounds of editing with them. So it just seemed endless. And then after all of that is those little edits, the typos, we have to ask Starbucks if we can put that in there, like all that, which actually we thought was really cool. That last round where they check with
And then your son started reading it and said, "Isn't there only one chord or something?"
Yeah. After
and
a
then-
million rounds, we got the book, and I said to my son, who's older, I was like, I think he could read it. And he read 1 page, and he's like, there's a typo. And I was like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. I don't even care.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, before we go on, can you sign my copy? I need an autograph.
Yes, we have to practice. You're our first book that we're signing
I'm honored.
together.
I'm honored.
Okay.
This is fun.
Sign it. This is great. I like to keep a signed copy. VIP, yeah, my daughter was reading an advanced copy from her librarian, and she had to make notes. So we were both reading. Actually, we set up a campfire solo stove yesterday. I read outside. So we had a whole day of it. It was really cool to finish this book.
Good. I think I appreciate it. It's definitely a genre that's not for everyone. It's dark and twisty, which we love, and a lot of people, even just on Netflix or whatever, is just so popular now, especially among women for whatever reason. Murder, dark, twisty stuff. So
Think Big Little Lies meets Fight Club.
yes, that's how we
All right.
sold it.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
Patrick. All right, cool. All right, then let's just introduce. I'm so sorry. Let's just talk individually. So we're here with Nicole.
Yes.
And she's at Nicole Moleti. Moleti?
Yes. .com.
So go ahead, Nicole. You also write for school, children's blogs, Scary Mommy, some other blogs.
Parenting blogs
Yeah,
I used to
parenting.
do. I actually, since writing fiction, I've kind of backed off some of that. But parenting, we do both write for Today Show Parenting as well. And I was a beauty writer for many years for Martha Stewart Weddings and Pop Sugar Beauty, until COVID kind of put the beauty industry stuff aside. I didn't really have quite so much to say when the whole world was wearing a mask and not wearing makeup for 2 years. So that was a little bit problematic, but was a great time to write a thriller.
That is true. I didn't think about the whole beauty industry going down during COVID because of masks, but that makes so much sense.
Yes.
And you are a real estate agent.
Well, when I had a very thriving, amazing makeup career, everything was going along great. I was a beauty writer. Pop Sugar Beauty is like #1 on the web, on the internet for beauty. Martha Stewart, like everything's amazing. And then not only can you not do makeup when people are wearing a mask, I mean, no one wore makeup. Everyone was home in their pajamas. The weddings were canceled. Everything was canceled. I mean, it was a very, very bad industry to be in.
Okay.
So
Again, things
I was
not
like,
know
I
about.
need a backup plan. So I got my real estate license. So
Very cool.
yeah,
And together you have 6 kids. So how many kids do you have?
I only have 2.
Gotcha. And you have the crew.
So I have the crew of 4, and I also found myself during COVID having some extra time. I write for Military Spouse Magazine and National Military Spouse Network and the Rosie Network and the USAA. I'm an influencer, and we have a lot of military spouse conferences and things that were all canceled during COVID. Eventually they ended up being on Zoom, but there was a window of time when I used to be traveling and giving keynote speeches to military spouse community, and I found myself having more time to write fiction in my pajamas with all the kids home on Zoom. And so that's really where I think we got a lot of traction in our fiction writing during the time that we were home and our careers were transitioning.
Gotcha. What inspired you to write for a military spouse? Were you a military spouse?
Yes, my husband has been in the military, Marine Corps for 20 years. He recently retired, and I just felt that it was a community close to my heart because I felt it was so hard when you moved every 3 years to try to reinvent yourself career-wise. And I was hearing more and more stories of women from both my husband's military base and other military bases where it was so hard because you start working as a lawyer and then you move and you have to get past the bar in another state, or you start working as a therapist and you have to get certified in another state, or you even a teacher. There's reciprocity between California and here, where my husband was troops to teachers from California to Connecticut, but it's not like that in all states. So I just really wanted to help the spouse community to have less underemployment. It's not really unemployment, it's like underemployment, because these spouses are moving so much, it's hard for them to keep their career skills strong. And I was a career counselor already, so I just really wanted to apply those skills to the spouse community.
Oh, nice. No, that makes so much sense. You do bounce around as military. I was in the Army National Guard for 6 years. Got to throw that out there.
Thank you
I was
for
a
your
medic,
service.
National Guard. Was he in the National Guard or reserves?
No, he was full-time Marines and then Marine reservist.
Oh. How many years active and how many years reserve?
I think, if I get this wrong, I'm going to be in trouble, but I think he was 4 years active duty and then 16 years reservist.
So this is our buddy, Rick, is a teacher in town. So as male teachers, we got to stick together.
Yes.
We are like an elite crew, exclusive bunch. There's only a few of us in each school. So as a male at Woolkit, and he's a male at Webb Hill, he's like, they think they're more famous than me. So we did a selfie, that's to Rick. So we end up sending out, he sees this guy at the barber shop. Friends of Feeney sends it to me. I know his buddy from golf, I send it to him. A former student of his, I send it to him. And we've been doing that for quite some time. So shout out to Rick. Keep those selfies coming. I never met you before though, Krista. It was wonderful meeting you, and you're doing all right. Rick's all right. I'd keep him around.
He's been around for a while.
So, all right. So this is your first fiction, right? So, and this is your 4th book. So can you want to talk about?
It's our first book.
Oh, first book.
Yes. We just keep, the wheels are moving. So this we sold in a 2-book deal with an option to sell a third. So we're working on the third, and then the wheels are turning for book 4.
Is there going to be like a follow-up to this book? A completely new book?
Completely new.
No, this is good. Oh yeah, thanks for your support. This is great. Thank you for having us on your podcast. Awesome. This is great.
Now you have to make a shelf like Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, like all little mementos behind you.
Ooh. Yep.
Do you ever
right
watch
here.
Watch What Happens Live?
My buddy made that.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
good start.
Next
yes.
time this can come up. Oh, I like that idea. Well, done. My buddy will make a pallet shelf, and I could have.
Like different things. Like I don't know who else.
Because I had this guy on, Matt Dix.
Yes, I've met him. He's great.
Seth Wickersham wrote a book. Had
No.
him on. Episode
in-
7. He's a West Hartford guy.
Oh, do you know
He
him?
writes for ESPN. He wrote a whole book on Tom Brady.
Okay, we gotta meet him.
But this one, I got quickly, page 1. Check this out. This is, maybe you could throw me a solid next time. Eric Feeney, the father of twin girls, one of the few men in the room, bent over to tie his already tied sneakers.
That's a great sentence.
Right?
It is.
It tells me
Very
that
good.
you're like something's up with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Show,
Sneaker-
don't tell.
Sneakerhead, twins, and then last one right here. Eric Feeney smiled back. He was wearing a New York Giants jersey, an intentional reminder to everyone present that the NFL now played on Thursday nights. Eric Feeney
Great.
laughed.
All right, our next book's in Martha's Vineyard.
Okay, I've been there once.
We'll find a way to
Had me
squeeze
waving
you
on
in.
the ferry,
Okay.
and then I saw Eric Feeney wave on the ferry back to Woods Hole.
And then the editor crosses it out and said, what does this have to do with, this is not moving the story forward.
Then there's this guy, this grown man, wouldn't get off the carousel, and he kept grabbing those little rings.
Yep, we have that in there.
Yeah?
Of course.
Nicole's been known to throw a couple friends into her books, so.
Yeah, you
Yes.
have to. No, very cool. Very cool book. So did you ask permission? Because I did make note on all the things real life that you put in here. Should we go? Can we? I think it's book talk time.
Yes.
Okay.
You get a
Let's
book.
dive
You get a
in.
book. You get a book. You come on. You become a bestseller. You come on Feeney Talks with Friends. No, I'm kidding. But you mentioned Law and Order.
Yeah, so that was like that last round of editing, which I loved because
Yeah.
there was like a new team that came in and they like, I think they do clearance of some sort on all these little
So
things.
did you have to ask permission for stuff?
Well, we didn't, but they did, yeah.
Oh, they did.
Right? Mm-hmm. I think so.
Oh, and who's from Jewett City?
My sister-in-law. I know. So my brother married his college girlfriend, and she was from Jewett City. I had never heard of Jewett City before. Had you?
No.
I mean, no. It's this tiny, teeny little place by the casino, and her family owns a Christmas tree farm. I mean, it's unbelievable. You don't even feel like you're in Connecticut. And the trees they've never gone to the edge of their land, which I thought was just so interesting. And who's ever heard of such a thing? They don't even know where it goes or ends. So that kind of inspired me to.
And then you had the casino being built. I like that too, time frame. It was like 96. I don't know. Let me check my notes.
Yes, I interviewed my sister-in-law because she lived in Jewett City.
yeah.
So this was a big deal in that area. It still is. A lot of people that live over there in that part of Connecticut work there. It's their livelihood. It's their entertainment. It's their mall. It's their restaurant. I mean, it's everything.
Yeah.
But she said that people were like excited to get jobs there, and they had shifts, and they said the casino, we don't know what's going to happen. The casino is going to close at 12 and reopen at 6 a.m. or whatever. And she said it was so crazy. They just physically could not ever close it. Like it couldn't close or shut down. And it's been open ever since. Who knew?
Yeah.
So I thought that was
And
really
I think
cool.
you said that too. One of the characters, like, I don't want to get stuck working here
Yeah.
at the casino or something. And they went to New York City. And then the Derby winner, Patrick took this horse, is a gray horse, Unbridled Song. You got to bet on the grays. So if you go to the horse track, any rules out there, always bet on the gray horse.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's her department, research
And
department.
then I was like, maybe, so it was great that this one, I don't know if it got hurt or something, but the Derby in 96 was great. Jennifer Aniston was on a cover of Vanity Fair in 2005. So you were throwing these like, I don't know if they're Easter eggs, real life connections to make you feel like, put you in the moment, which was great. I like that. The rich kid that had affluenza in 2013, that was real. What about ski club on Wednesdays? Did you guys take that? Because we do that in West Hartford.
Of course.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Is that a West Hartford
You
mom
put that
thing? You
in?
threw that in there.
I think I did throw it in.
Yes.
And she went and bought all this expensive ski
Chanel
stuff.
and Montclair.
I threw it in because my best friend from kindergarten was visiting, and I was telling her how the kids have Ski Wednesdays, and she said, you know, the rest of the world outside of Connecticut would think Ski Wednesday is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're like,
And
what
I
do you
said,
mean?
What do you mean? They just ski every Wednesday. And
They
get on a Greyhound bus and they go to a ski resort and they ski every single Wednesday.
And we're like, yes, why doesn't everyone do that?
I know.
And
That was-
so she was very surprised. So that's when I stuck that in the book. And I grew up in Schenectady, New York, not too far from Saratoga. And my parents took me to the racetrack when I was growing up. My father was into betting on the horses, so that's where I got the...
Did he bet on gray ones?
And my parents always had a Kentucky Derby party. It was more of a potluck, not quite as fancy as the Derby party in the book, but my parents every year had a Kentucky Derby party, invited all their friends over. They put $2 in a bucket, and someone left with $50. A little bit different than the party that I describe in the book, but that's where I got my inspiration.
So cool. An author's tea. That's a kindergarten thing.
Yes,
in most
that's
schools.
funny, yes.
Most schools do that. My daughter's had an author's tea. Lasagna from Joey's. Was that Joey's? Or you just throwing some...
I mean, we should know these answers.
Punky Brewster?
Yes.
Oh, and then Beachland Tennis Center.
Well, we
Is that named after
a lot
Beachland
of
Tavern?
what,
I'm thinking...
yes, a lot of what our ideas about these characters are Greenwich-based people, but we obviously used some of our own experiences in this very similar world. And so we're like, we don't want to deal with Greenwich Tennis Center. Actually, I think there's no Greenwich, just tennis. I think that was the problem.
I didn't want to have a bad thing.
And we didn't want to
happen in a real
have,
place.
we didn't want to have something bad, and then they it would be a problem. So we made up a fake tennis center. We thought that was
Gotcha.
safer.
And when we first became friends, we started playing tennis together. So that's probably where the tennis came into the book.
Yes.
I can play tennis. Anytime you guys want to get beat in tennis, I'm here for you.
A little MB.
You want to play?
Yeah, I'll play you.
You're gonna beat us?
Yeah.
Just you against us?
I mean, I could probably beat you both together. I'm really
You're really
a humble
good.
guy. But I'm really good at tennis and basketball. And no, I'm kidding.
Okay, yeah, we're playing.
But I do play tennis.
Okay, let's
We're gonna
do
have a
this.
date.
Yes, I'll be Patrick.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll wear the Patrick Beachland Tennis Center.
Oh my God, that'd be great. We'll get you that. We'll have it made.
Yeah, if this goes to movie, I want to play Patrick.
You have to get in line.
Okay,
Our
fine.
tennis coach is like talking about it for years that he wants to be. He's kind of the inspiration for Patrick.
Oh, cool. The tennis guys do have that like mannerisms about them and that attitude about them,
Yes.
and kind of like Greta's parents thought about him in that way too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Logan had wall art of Mario Brothers and Monopoly. I thought that was cool. Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud was mentioned. I don't know that song. Can you sing it?
And that's her.
Give me a little
department.
something.
I don't sing.
The Merritt Parkway,
Yeah.
Bridgeport Hospital. So those are all cool things I wanted to point out that you put in. And then I was like, you had so much detailed research on some topics. And I'm like, how did they know all this? But then in the thank you, you kind of thank your research friends that helped you.
Yeah. For me, the most important in the very beginning is I met these two girls that were working in New York City as behavior therapists for like some of the most wealthy and famous families in the world. And their kids were just all very troubled. They had everything, all the money you could ever want, tutors, teachers, cars, the most expensive schools, everything, Gucci head to toe, everything you think, right? And they were like telling me, well, I mean, I don't want to throw them under the bus, but I'm an active makeup artist, so I'm I'm constantly talking to women all day, every day, and it's like, I don't know if this is like this for men, but when you get your hair cut, sometimes it's like this. You just like
It's a therapy
tell
session.
everything. So they were telling me all this. Little did they know I was writing this book. So I was like, oh my God, this is great. So they were talking to me about this affluenza stuff and how it is a very real problem in that demographic of having it all, and how it can manifest itself with the kids and that pressure of being perfect in those circles. And they never shared with me who the parents were. They were like, we can't, like we signed non-whatever. But
No, that's so cool. But then I was thinking that too, as a parent and a teacher, you do see that sometimes. If you don't nip it soon, it's just going to continue to snowball and the problem's going to get bigger.
right.
Not saying that happened in the book. Spoiler, Imperfect Plan. Oh, where'd you think of Addison McKnight?
That's a question that we get a lot.
I know.
I think Nicole and I wrote a list and we gave it to our publisher, and then they ultimately kind of steered us in the direction of what they wanted.
They gave us some little clues and guidance, like if you're in a bookstore, you want to be like, I would never think of this, but like pick closer to the front, which would be A, stuff like that. Remember they said that we were
Yeah,
like,
or they said you wouldn't want a last name that's like King, because you're going to be next to Stephen King, and people are going to pick Stephen King's book and not the Krista and Nicole show.
little tips.
And then they said there was initial fatigue in the market. You know, AJ Finn and things like that had all come out at the same time. And I think my mom came up with McKnight. And
Well,
then
we had a bunch of stormy, dark night stuff.
Savannah Black.
Yeah.
You know, Nicolette Hershey, which was my maiden name, and Nicolette, that's a great 80s name. I love Nicolette from
I
Knots
know.
Landing.
We tried to combine our names, and they were like, no.
But, you know, Addison was on the list. I've always liked that name, and, you know, they sort of picked it they said we like this one the best. I think it was between our agent and our publisher, kind of both voted on Addison McKnight, and
we had to.
figured
And I
they knew
remember
more than we did.
And the agent was like, make sure before we say yes to this, because this is your name for life. And we were like, oh my God.
It's like a tattoo.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. But I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think of that. Yeah, you don't want to be king.
I know. They had very good advice for us when we were doing that.
This guy, Matt
Yeah.
Dix, has to be Matthew Green in Canada. They won't sell books because it's Matt Dix.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, he didn't get the option to be Addison McKnight. He was born Matthew Dix.
Oh, man.
And sometimes I'll have the kids chant, Feeney, Feeney. He's like, dude, I can't have a bunch of kids yelling, Dix, Dix. I'm like, well, I win.
That's
I win
good.
today.
Oh, good. We can have McKnight chant. It'll be safe.
McKnight. No, very cool. Oh, these are my business cards, but be a good friend. We have stickers and business cards. They're great bookmarks.
Wonderful.
Right.
Please
Thank
pass
you.
those
We
out.
have piles and piles of books that we have to read
Lots
now.
of swag we'll give away.
We are like voraciously reading in our genre and like connecting with other authors, and it's been really great.
Oh yeah, who is this right here? Oh no, this Luanne Rice.
Luanne Rice is.
She's huge.
Yes, we were really psyched.
So you sent her advance copy? So
Yes.
so Luann and I both got advance copies. She's
Yes.
the number one. Okay. Yeah, because you Googled, I think I Googled Imperfect, and she comes up.
Great.
Because
Great.
she's in that genre, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What are some books that she had?
Well, the last one she wrote was, The Shadow Box. Is that what it was called? It was amazing. And so it was actually kind of loosely based on Jennifer Dulos' case. And she is in a beach community that I grew up in, so we had that connection.
She
had
from
a
Connecticut?
Yes,
Oh.
Old Lyme. So we met at a book signing, and I just asked her. I mean, we do
No,
a lot of
Let
asking.
me tell the real story. So she was at the book signing, and she was being shy.
Yeah.
And then she asked the audience, correct me if I'm wrong, if there was any writers in the audience, and I think your
And I, like,
mother
hid. I
your
hid.
mother lifted your arm up.
Yes.
And so then she got to meet her, and then she was such a great, supportive author. We love when we meet an author that's just so supportive of
Yeah,
debut
yeah.
authors. She was amazing.
And she read, not only,
And a shout out to your mother.
Yes, that was very good. She did force me
Yeah.
at the age of, I don't want to say how old, but I'm very old, and my mother made me do that, and it worked out. So she not only, read the book, which it's a that takes time and dedication, and then went out of her way to give us the blurb, which is like so
That's
great.
so cool.
Amazing.
Well, shout out to Luanne Rice.
Yes.
Our motto's be a good friend. Well,
Yes.
Pick up trash that's not yours. Hold the door for someone. Give a compliment. Be charitable.
And give a blurb if somebody
right?
asks.
Luann, thank you for being a good friend.
Yes, Luanne Rice.
Luann Rice. And on that topic, what makes Krista a good friend? Nicole?
She's drawing a blank.
And if you're ready, Krista, same
No,
question's
actually,
going to you, Krista. So.
we laugh a lot. Like, I was just home yesterday doing something for like real estate work, and I thought of something, and I like laugh out loud. We laugh a lot. And this whole journey, we didn't know anything what we were doing ever. We still don't sometimes. So it's been very, very amazing to have a friend that you can be with. It's very stressful a lot of times, scary, daunting journey. And then when it's really, really fun too, it's nice to like jump up and down together and cheer.
Yeah, you wrote an article on like all the good things that it is about having a friend. And I was just we were recently at an event in New York, and I said, oh, it would be so boring to come to this by myself.
Yeah.
It's so fun to go to other events. And we pitched our book together. We, we take workshops together. We do, go see other authors together. So it's really fun to have, you go to the author event, and then afterwards you can like go out and have fun. And it's really fun to have somebody with you all the time. Writing can be isolating. So it's nice to be able to experience so many other, the marketing pieces and the learning pieces and things like that with a friend.
Totally
and we
cool.
were friends before we started writing together. Sometimes we have to say, can we try to go out and not talk about the
I
book and
know.
just catch up on each other's kids and like fun stuff? And we will promise that we're going to go out and not talk about book 4
Or we play
something.
tennis. We say, can we just play tennis? And then our coach gets so mad at us because we don't listen to anything he's saying because we're like fighting. One time we were fighting over a scene, and I was like, we're deleting that. It's horrible. And she was like, no, we're not. And he tries to like tell us what to do, and we're ignoring him. So finally he's like, fine, get on either side of the court, and you're going to play tennis for this.
Part.
Yes.
Winner takes the
Yes,
part.
Yeah.
I like
whoever
that.
wins this point, like there's going to be no manatee in the book. And so she played her best tennis
Thank
ever.
God. I was like, this is like Wimbledon for me.
What part was? Can you share?
It's deleted.
It's not in
Thank
this
you,
book. It was in a
Jesus.
future book, and I was saying that this character of hers had to have a soft side and maybe donate some money to a manatee. And she said, no, that's not
Could you
happening.
imagine? Who would even do that?
So I said, all right, well,
Guy
if I
likes
win, we're
manatees.
going to put the manatee charity in.
We can make it be this charity.
Ooh, Friends of Feeney
That
charity.
would be
Let's
good.
go.
Yeah,
That will be the good compromise.
That'd be awesome.
that's how we'll sneak you into the book.
What about some advice for aspiring authors out there? Got advice your first time around? What are some things that you learned that maybe things that you would do different?
I think 100% of our the biggest part of how we have succeeded is that, and again, it really helps to have a friend in the journey, but we just like never gave up. And it sounds so cheesy, but like it's a lot of rejection. Like I felt like I was pretty prepared. We were both as writers, even in nonfiction space, you get rejected, you get editors ripping up your article or whatever, but this level of, we had 55 rejections right out of the gate. And then it's just been a series of, this is bad, since, coupled with praise and great things too, but you really can't, we had this idea and we were determined to write this book and get it out into the world, that we were like, we have to do this. So if you have an idea, I always just say, if you have an idea, actually Krista taught me this way back writing, is, and there's a quote that I like that says, if write what matters, if you write what matters to you, it will matter. So if you just I gotta write this, I have an idea, I have to do this, it will work.
Yeah, and I think everybody has an idea in them. and it's just like not letting that negative gremlin voice say the idea isn't good enough and just pursuing it, even, despite any setbacks along the way, and just kind of believing that
I know
you
I
can
had
do
this
it.
whole thing, kids picture book. One was going to be like, I have no friends. One was like, how to make friends. And the third one was going to be how to be a good friend, kind of like a series of picture books. Again, cheesy, but it goes with the theme, be a good friend, possibly. So I'm interested in, you motivated me, I got through this. So
Good.
and you're inspiring me to maybe pursue and not give up and just say, hey, and again, if it matters to me, being a good friend and sharing the message, then like you said, it should matter.
Right.
And I
Thanks
think
for
the big
saying
key is just getting the idea from your head onto paper and not worrying about the editing, not worrying about the rules, not worrying
Yeah.
about any of that, because after we started writing, then we started learning some of the rules later in the game. And I think that if you know too much, it can derail you from feeling like it has to be perfect. And, we signed up for online Zoom writing classes and things like that after the fact. So you can always get it out, get the idea out, and then worry about the editing later.
And you really, we'll see when these reviews come out, but generally speaking, I was a anonymous parenting blogger for 12 years in town. I had a secret blog, and I would tell stories or whatever. I would tell scandalous stuff. If I ever stopped, and Monday morning, I would write every Sunday night. Monday morning, I would get hate mail, and people would be blowing me up, and it would be, but I didn't care because I was anonymous. But if I ever stopped on Sunday night and thought, oh my God, so-and-so is going to hate this, or someone else is going to, you can't do that. You have to just do what you want to do, be whatever you're passionate about, and just make it happen.
All right.
And it's okay if some people don't like it.
Yeah.
I got hate mail too from writing articles to military spouses. So you just don't know. You just have to get your story out, and you have to trust that it's reaching the people that it's supposed to reach, and not worry about the negative feedback.
Right.
Yeah, when I first started this, one of my friends was like, yeah, Feeney talks into the wind, because no one's watching, right? And I had 18 followers, but now we're up to 100. So it's like, you just got to keep putting in, and there's always going to be haters, trolls, who I'm talking to, which I'm going to clown him
And
too.
all the big,
This is my buddy
all
John's,
the big people
John's script.
started with 100 listeners. I
Yeah.
listen to Gary Vee. He probably started with 100 listeners. So that's,
You got it.
And my parenting blog, I literally just started it because I was I have 2 little kids in town. I'm going to lose my mind. Everyone is crazy, including me and my children. But I just would go out out and about to the library, whatever I was doing, and I would hear stories and see people and hear things. And I was like, I gotta tell these stories because they're insane. And I think the first readers was my mother and 2 other people. And ultimately people all over the country was reading it. Is about West Hartford, but I never said that. But people would be in Kansas, I know what town you're in my town or whatever, because these stories were kind of universally appreciated. And
which one was that? Pop Sugar Beauty, Martha
no,
Stewart?
it's a secret.
Oh, you can't say. It's anonymous.
Well, I can tell you now. It was called Lady Goo Goo Gaga. And I was that secret West Hartford mom telling stories on Sunday nights.
I like it.
Yes.
No, I definitely lesson learned here. Don't lie to your spouse. Big takeaway or no?
I would say so.
And last episode, the Bridge family, Martin Smith gave marriage advice. He said, make sure you marry your best friend. It's not supposed to be smooth, and talk. And then when you talk, make sure you listen. So there was someone didn't listen in this book. So Martin Smith would give advice to Greta and Patrick.
okay.
And they weren't besties.
Well, neither was Colette and Rob.
Oof, yeah, Colette's kind of shady.
But Rob was a jerk.
Oh, true.
He drove her to it.
You think so? Colin, I'm staying out. I'm staying out this weekend. Going out with the boys. Rob, yeah,
Going
Rob.
to the derby party.
Rob was a jerk.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's no
So
excuse.
yeah, nature
but-
versus nurture. You could do that with kids too, where the kids raised, naturally born that way, or was it upbringing?
We don't know. We hope that people read this book and don't know. We don't know the answer, and we just think that's so interesting. No one really knows.
And was Colette shady, or did Rob make her shady?
Well, I don't think it was Rob. I don't think it was Rob, but she went from Jewett City, Connecticut, a little tiny town by the casino, and to New York City, and she really maybe was ill prepared for what her life was going to become under Rob's wing.
And these are all great book club questions.
Yes.
So Nicole and I repeat often that we do not have the answers. We don't have the nature nurture answer or any of these answers, but we think they're great things for women to get together, have a glass of wine, all read the book, and talk about, you know, some of the ethical issues that are in the book. And there's no right or wrong answers.
Yeah, when I was interviewing those New York City therapists, they also too said, I would say, like, do you think it's because these kids have grown up with all this wealth and their environment has made them, and the parents, the pressure the parents put on them to be perfect and that whole thing? Or is it like, or they just born, you know, sometimes the parents are older, or sometimes, like, there's a million other biological things too, that maybe there's something was wrong. I mean, we don't know. And so we think that's interesting.
And then just some connections to me. Like, as a good reader, I tell my kids, make connections, make predictions, and, you know.
Don't give away anything.
Okay, I won't. But ultrasounds of multiples. I had twins.
Okay.
There's twins in this story. My coworker just had a baby named Braden. So shout out to Sarah Mahegan.
Oh my gosh.
This is a little insulting. Page 176. I don't know who said it, but teachers are like babysitters. I don't like that character. I think
you put that for Greta, because Greta was like annoyed that she had to go to the tea.
Something like that.
And who's not been annoyed with that author tea? Let's be real. Although we should be featured.
Right?
The next author tea.
No, it's not for kids. This
What is
book.
it? I don't have it.
Oh, author's tea is for elementary school students.
I didn't have it.
I missed mine because I went to Rachel and Aram's wedding in Vegas. Rachel, that does the weather on the Fox News, and my son brought it up for months. Remember when you missed the author's tea to go to that wedding? Remember
What is it though? An author comes?
So the kids, go ahead.
A kid's author. Yeah, you tell it because
The
you're the
kids,
teacher.
just kindergarten, they write their first book. You know, they write it on like a hard copy. It's got a nice hard copy, and the kids write, like, mine was like, Mommy lost her keys. Mommy had her keys. Picture of Mommy. Mommy misplaced her keys. Mommy found her keys at the end. Real cheese. But you go to Barnes and Nobles, you know, they line up, family come, you shake the kid's hand, you take a picture. They're like an author. Like,
We did not have that at Aiken. And of course you should have gone to Vegas. That sounds horrible.
The author's tea.
Yes.
Elijah's 16, turning
He's fine.
15, and
He's
he's probably
fine.
in therapy because I missed the author's tea.
No, it's fine. Well, we did put that in there, and the mother missed the author's tea. I don't know who said that the teachers were babysitters, but I'm blaming her.
real nice, real nice. And back to my buddy Script, who tried to clown me. He's the third. And he was like, oh, he tried to give himself self-proclaimed. I'm going to go by Trip now. And we were like, no, you're not. Like, you just don't give yourself a nickname, like in 5th grade. But I'm the third. You're like, we don't care. We're not calling you that. So that guy came up.
That's funny.
If you're the third, you could be nicknamed Trip.
Yes.
And also, I got a big kick, a big connection. Packing. When you pack for a trip, it could be very stressful.
Yes.
Especially when the wife does most of the packing.
Do you
guys
ski?
do most of the packing?
No.
I do.
I don't. Well, I do, like, in the house, but not in the car.
Like, don't get it in the car.
Right.
But
I'm not
get
allowed-
it set up.
Yes, I could put it in the
My Marine
downstairs.
husband wants every bag zipped shut and perfectly organized, and then he does place it all in the car strategically.
Yes.
But I am the one taking all the outfits and putting them in the
Oh,
suitcase.
yeah,
and
of
zipping the
course.
suitcase.
My husband only packs for himself.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
not a care in the world.
And then you pack the car like Tetris. you know?
Yes.
It's an art.
So I remember that. And then you had so much like marriage relationships, you know, like, and then drug addiction. Where did you get your info on drug addiction?
I actually did research. I did interview a former drug addict / dealer. And she read my first chapters about the drugs, and she was like dying laughing, and she's like, this is not what happens, this is not even what a pill looks like. I'm like a big nerd. I was like, all right, can you help me? I don't even know. Or I would say the dialogue, and she'd be like, no one talks like that. Or I'd say, can I have like 10 fives? And she's like, okay, that's for babies. Didn't know anything.
Yeah, the lingo was pretty good.
Yeah, so she taught me how to be like on the streets.
Street talk.
Yes. And then like that feeling of withdrawal and all that kind of stuff, that was like, I had to kind of research and try to get that point across, that desire for the next hit and all that kind of stuff. I really just had my one main source, which was really great.
And what about like mental health? Where'd you get your research for mental health?
I think you did most of the actual research for that, right?
Probably. I have a PhD in psychology. My degree's in industrial organizational psychology, but I did take some research courses on marital therapy and, electives in the DSM-5 disorders and things. So I had a little bit of familiarity, and then I talked to other therapists and lawyers and things like that to, where there was gaps in.
Does Rick have his
memory.
PhD, and you both have your PhD?
He does. He has an educational doctorate, so it's not in.
Oh, he has an EDD.
Psychology. It's in education.
Ah, and yours in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then stock market. Where'd you get the stock market info?
She's the researcher in the partnership.
Gotcha.
So actually, that's how we started. I think I kind of had the idea, but you did too. We kind of had this idea, and I was like, I think actually she had shared some research with me, just on a whim, about infertility-based research that she had found, and I'm like, that's insane. Like, I think I want to write a book about that. Like, I can't even believe what you're telling me. And I kept thinking about it, and I said to her, I'm writing a book. This is good, like the best idea. So I kept like, I'm gonna do this. And then she kept calling me and saying like, don't forget to add this, and don't forget you have to research this, and you have to include this. And I was like, why don't you just write it with me, and you do all that boring research stuff, and I'm gonna just start writing this book.
Well done, because I thought that was, and I'm just third grade teacher, Joe Schmo, but I liked it. There were connections, real life. There were lessons. Had me making predictions. My predictions all came true.
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm kidding. The prologue got me.
Good.
And at the end, threw me off.
Okay, good.
What else? Then you had some 50 Shades of Grey stuff in there.
I know, we're not good at that.
Made me very uncomfortable. I was blushing.
She told her, my father's passed away. She told her father that I wrote all the
I said,
scenes
Dad,
out of both characters.
I said, Dad, you can read the book, but I just want to tell you, Krista Wells, she's wild. And I did not. She wrote all these horrible sex scenes. You have to deal with that. I don't know what to tell you. So meanwhile, my 16-year-old said he wanted to read it. So this is when the book came. We got a box of books. Everyone's going to read it. My dad starts reading it. My 16-year-old starts reading it. And then my father calls one night. Your son cannot read this. He cannot read this. And I'm like, why? I said, Krista wrote it. And he's like, do you think your son wants to have Mrs. Wells writing this? Like, cease and desist. And I was like, all right, I guess you're right.
No.
I think we need to take a class on how
Yeah,
to
we're
write
not,
better
it's
sex
not
scenes.
our
It's not
forte. But, we have
My daughter read the first chapter. And
And then you stopped her.
and then-
It's not a kid's book.
Thank God she stopped, because I'm like, I got to page I think it goes down on page 100.
Oh, all right.
And then it goes down again later on in the book. And I'm like, what page did you read to? I just read the first chapter. I'm like, okay, good.
Thank God.
Stop reading.
You sure you didn't read to page 100?
All right, good. Keep it away from the kids.
Yeah, it's not for children.
And we'll tell Nicole's father at the party that I did write all the sex, not her.
Wow, lying to dad. Is he going to watch the podcast?
Probably not.
Not now.
Only would I share when they say, okay, you should look at this article I wrote. Isn't it great? I'm very, strategic.
No, I'm very excited. First time ever getting a advanced copy. It's autographed. So
I want to give a shout out to my friend
Yeah,
Jane
please do.
Schock. She did our bio. But no, she didn't. We put her in the book, Iris Photography. And then Bella Blue Photography, my other friend, Janine Fazina Bodo, did our picture all the way in the back, our bio picture. But Jane Schock, I don't know if you know Iris Photography in West Hartford Center.
Yep.
She is like amazing
Is that across from Bar
photographer.
Taco? Or
No, next to like the Spice store. Is the Spice store still there?
Penzies?
Yeah, it's not?
It won't be for much longer, but.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's there. Is it gone?
Sock Stars?
Yes.
Bridgewater Chocolate?
It's right
Yes,
there.
right there.
Iris Photography. So she is like amazing and a friend. So we thought it was fun to put her in there as the bougie, rich person's photographer that takes picture of the horse.
Oh, and he was with kids wearing the wrong shoes. And
Yes.
my sister's gonna see, and he's not matching shoes. and-
Yes. And she takes pictures of the horse.
There are
photography.
bougie photographers like that. Or, no, not bougie photographers. People that need that picture. And that
Of
picture
course.
is so important.
Of course.
Like you see these Christmas cards, you know, because I've been there for a few. You know, the kids are slapping each other, crying. All of a sudden they take the picture, they get them to stop, freshen up, look nice, and then they go back to slapping each other. But in this picture, they look like a lovely,
That's the
happy
whole
family.
point of this book. Perfection is all just, it's a smoke and mirrors. And that's what we were saying earlier is that I, as a in the beauty industry, doing makeup for 20 something years and talking to women, but people coming say, I need a new lipstick or whatever they think they need for their perfect exterior to appear perfect, appear young, appear everything, you know. In certain worlds, it's harder. I think West Hartford and Greenwich would be two worlds where it's funny that we had some things in here that mothers we personally know have said and done, and our editor out of Portland was like pushing back, like no mother would do this, and we were like, yes, they do, and we know them personally, and maybe we've done it ourselves,
Yeah.
depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like
there was a lot of things that she was pushing back. She's like, I just don't think someone would give their kid HGH to be better at a sport, or I don't think a mother
hold
would
them back.
do this.
yeah.
Hold them back a grade?
Yeah.
No,
Of
that
course.
happens.
Yeah.
It's called red shirting. You red shirt in college,
You register in kindergarten.
they red shirt in kindergarten.
I
Just
know.
like a parent will scan the room, like, all right, this doesn't look, it looks pretty athletic. I'm gonna hold my kid back so they're a year older, maybe taller and stronger.
Right, and if that doesn't work, you do HGH.
I've never heard of that one. That'd be
What?
crazy.
What do you mean that'd be crazy? That's what's happening.
HGH. I
Well,
need
you-
to get some. Let me know when you get some. I need some.
Okay, well, we'll
I'm
send
kidding.
it over.
Totally kidding.
Oh my God, careful, you'll get canceled.
JCC, yeah, I know, JCC basketball. I play in the over 30 men's league, and I'm getting 40, so I'm the old guy now. I'm 43. Before 13 years ago, I was like really good and a top pick. Now I'm like declining. My stock is dropping. So maybe I get some HGH.
Yeah, and
get-
you're already like, it seems like you're getting depressed about that. You're gonna
sad.
feel devastated when we smoke you in tennis.
Oh,
It's gonna be very
that's when my
upsetting.
confidence boost is going to come back. All right, so your
Okay.
favorite restaurant, and it doesn't have to be in West Hartford, your favorite restaurant, and then there's a follow-up question.
Okay, my favorite
I
restaurant,
know yours.
it's the best.
It's hers.
It's very nostalgic for me though.
Shucks.
Chuck's Steakhouse in Rocky Hill. I grew up in Rocky Hill.
Okay. They also have one in the casino, don't they? I think.
I don't know.
All right, Rocky
Anyways,
Hill.
I love that. But also, I want to just give a shout out. We have our little meeting spot. We drop the kids off or do whatever quick in the morning. If we have emergency brainstorming session or whatever is happening, we go to Blue Plate in the morning and we sit there for like literally 4 hours.
Yes, it's our favorite. Like, I have an office and you have an office, but we,
For
you know,
whatever
I see my
reason.
clients in my office. I have an office in West Hartford Center. But for whatever reason, we get so much done at Blue Plate. Like,
Yeah.
I love one of their breakfasts.
Yeah.
This hash that Nicole's always like, why are you getting the hash?
Yeah, we've been there like 75 times. I'm like,
And
we're really
we-
doing this again.
We take a booth out, and then they'll come by and be like, do you need anything else? Do you need anything else? And we'll be like,
They
"Just
probably,
one more coffee.
I know, let's give them a shout out because they let us stay there. We pretend it's our office.
Nice.
We get
For
a breakfast
hours.
burrito and her weird hash, and we're there for like 4 hours. We get so much
Shout
done.
out
It's
to
so great. We
Blue
love
Plate
it.
is our spot.
BBK.
Yeah.
All right, so you're at Blue Plate Kitchen. You can eat dinner or meal with 4 people, dead or alive. Who are you eating with?
Do I pick 2 and she picks 2?
Sure, whatever you want to do. Or you can pick 4. You want to pick 2. You guys are a team. So.
Dead or alive?
Yep.
Well, I have
Okay.
to bring our
Jenna,
husbands. We have to bring
Reese,
We have to bring our husbands.
No, I would bring Jenna.
Really?
Yes, book club people.
Chuck Palahniuk, that wrote Fight Club. We're
Yes.
obsessed with him. We have a very not
Not the
healthy
husband.
obsession with him. Yeah, you're right. We're gonna
Yeah, the
have
Fight
bring
Club
Chuck.
author.
We're gonna bring Chuck.
I would say Reese Witherspoon and Jenna
Yeah, for book club.
for book clubs.
Who's Jenna?
Oprah?
Jenna Bush. I don't want to deal with Oprah. She's gonna take over the whole dinner.
Okay.
Jenna Bush does a book club?
Madonna. Can Madonna come?
No. Steve Tyler.
Yes, we love Steve. Okay.
Steve Tyler and Chuck would
Fine.
be great.
Steven Tyler, Chuck. I don't want Jenna Bush.
I like Jenna Bush.
All right, fine. Reese
Don't
and
you
Jenna
want to be
Bush.
on the Today Show? She's never
Yes,
going to put you on the
yes,
Today Show
yes.
if you don't invite her to the fake dinner.
This dinner matters.
Jenna Bush and Reese Witherspoon. They both have book clubs. If they choose your book, your life is like amazing.
Oh, gotcha.
So we want them to come to the dinner. All right, you're right. Kick the husbands to the curb.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll
I
tag
mean,
them.
husbands.
When I put this podcast, I'll put the minute. What minute are we on?
Janie's got a fund.
50 minutes with Feeney. 50 minutes.
Wow, time flies when you're
See, it was
on
fun.
the Feeney
50
show.
minutes. No, you got time. We're just making note when I could tag Reese Witherspoon,
Oh, got
Yes, great.
minute 50.
And Steve Tyler.
Steven
Janie's got
Tyler.
a fund because that's a nonprofit.
it. Yeah, our next book is about
Domestic abuse, so domestic violence. So there's I think it's better to hashtag Janie's got a fund.
Yeah, he has that for Massachusetts. It's a Massachusetts nonprofit for women and children that have been in a domestic abuse situation. So we are like throwing that into our Martha's Vineyard book. Next book is about the
Domestic
islands.
abuse.
Yeah.
Domestic abuse. on
Does
the-
that have a name?
It's called The Island Remains, and this centers around not just Martha's Vineyard, but a lot of like islands or small like summer locales like that. They appear like they're so perfect. We're obsessed with perfection. And then after Labor Day is like this gritty underbelly of domestic abuse. You know, the winters are hard. There's not a lot of money there, and
Drugs.
drugs.
Because it's all tourist money and drugs.
Yeah, and she has never really liked the winter on the vineyard, and I love the vineyard, so it kind of has, we each took a character, and our characters have different feelings towards the island, just like how Colette and Greta have kind of different upbringings.
Cool. And then at some point they'll connect.
Similar, like an overarching similar theme, but completely different books.
Cool. So we did our restaurant and our 4 guests. Blue Plate Kitchen.
Who
Reese.
owns that? Do we even know? Since
No.
you're like the mayor of the town.
I know. I'll find out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to interview
I
them.
don't
Because I
understand
think
why they
it's
sell
sold.
Fruit Loops there though for like $5 for a bowl of Fruit Loops.
Well, who the frig is even ordering that? They have
I
a
don't know, it's on the
breakfast
menu.
burrito that's delicious.
Okay. I know on their wall has Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops.
Maybe it's being like cute.
Oh, maybe it's for show.
Or maybe it's for
Maybe
kids.
it's for kids.
We live in West Hartford. Donuts are $25.
Yeah.
A lobster roll's 30.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started. We can't trash the
I know.
Keep
We
going.
love
There's a
West
real
Hartford.
problem now with the food. Now the prices are going up. The donut and the lobster roll were already $40. What are they going to be now?
I don't know.
$55. So anyways, be thankful for the $5 Fruit Loop. That's
Yeah.
a steal.
How are you guys in music? You guys know music?
No.
You don't know music?
Maybe. I don't think so.
We're gonna play this for a gift card. This is a prize.
All right, I wanna
Pitting you
win.
guys against each other.
Oh my
But before
God.
I do that, a couple events. Our 50th podcast is May 3rd. We're doing it at Playhouse on Park. We're having food by Doro, beer by Weehaw Brewing and Roasting, drinks by Maximum
Are we
Beverage.
invited?
Please come. May 3rd, 6 o'clock cocktail hour, 7 o'clock live podcast, audience participation, question and answer. And I'll talk. If you guys come, we'll talk about the book.
Oh my God, great. What do? We have to buy a ticket.
Yep, they're online. Playhouse on Park are selling the tickets, $25. All the proceeds are going to go to children and families that need assistance after
Wonderful.
heartbreak or
We'll be
tragedy.
there.
I love Playhouse and Parks, so I will support that event, and it sounds great.
It's
Tracy,
his
we're going to
event,
interview
not
Tracy
yours.
quickly.
Oh, I thought he said it was theirs.
Yeah, it is.
It's free to benefit your foundation.
Yeah, but
Not-
Tracy, it's going to benefit
Everybody?
everyone.
Great.
Everybody's a
Okay.
winner.
Good.
And then we're marching in the Memorial Day Parade. Again, being a veteran, very proud to serve in the Army National Guard. We're honoring Paul Buca. Paul Buca was on the podcast. He is a Medal of Honor recipient, so it was an honor to talk with a Medal of Honor recipient. Ask Rick how important that'd be. It's like he was like a legend. There's only 67 living Medal of Honor recipients, and one of them was sitting right there. So
Oh my God.
we're honoring him as our guest of honor in the parade. His granddaughter's in my class. So that's May 30th, May 3rd, and May 10th, I'll be there. That's a special invite. Can't wait.
May 10th, our book is available. You can pre-sell it though right now on
Ooh.
Amazon.
All right.
So that's important
I'll
to
put that
know.
link on the podcast too.
Yes, and it's available for pre-sale right now. It goes live May 10th. It's available on Kindle and Audible as well.
$14.95 and $3.99 on Kindle.
Yes.
And Imperfect Plan.
And we have,
I liked
and we're hoping one day that it's going to be a movie or a show. So this is where we're.
Yep, and I'll be your tennis coach.
Okay.
One-on-one to beat Jack. Not Jack.
Patrick.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I think of him like, I visualize him as like Patrick Bateman from Batman or
I can't picture.
American Psycho.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's who I see playing Patrick.
All right.
Greta would be, Colette gets a little shady looking, so Colette would probably be like Sandra Bullock, cute in the beginning and then beat down at the end.
Yeah, I also pictured her as like Marissa Tomei, like the old
yeah.
Marissa Tomei from the 90s.
Greta would be like,
I picture her like the woman with the brown hair in Dead to Me. I don't know her
Yes,
name.
yes.
And,
I don't know her name either.
I picture that duo in Dead to Me, like
Christina
Greta's
Applegate.
Christina Applegate and the
Um,
Dead to Me brunette
Christina
is.
I don't
Correct.
picture that. I picture she's more buttoned up than Christina.
how about the mom from Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
But like maybe younger.
Yeah.
She has that like, look at me, I'm
Yeah.
over-exaggerated, of course.
Right.
Yes.
I love Schitt's Creek.
All right, so crazy questions.
Oh my God, I'm
Donut
scared.
crazy. What minute? Brrr, donut crazy. Crazy questions on Farmington Avenue.
I love Donut Crazy.
Are they from the kids? His students?
I don't know.
Yep.
His
How long
students
have you
ask-
known each other? And these are fired away.
12 years?
Nice. Are you close friends?
Yes.
Would you rather be a pencil or a pen?
Pen. I mean, why aren't you
Pencil.
answering?
Pencil.
And then I ask them all their favorite book, and this person's favorite book is Dog Man.
Yeah.
Do you have matching outfits?
Kind of, yes. We have our lace outfits.
Yes. Black lace.
Would you rather have Ray-Bans or glasses with headphones built into them?
Ray-Bans.
Nice. What's your favorite book?
Fight Club. Right now. What's yours?
Pippi Longstocking.
Nice. Now, how about going back and reading Fight Club after I already saw the movie?
Oh my God,
Well
it's
worth
so
it?
amazing.
It's
Because I
amazing.
love that movie.
It's
The
amazing.
book is amazing.
I never saw the movie, but I read the book.
And that was
based
your
on-
inspiration? Now that I'm seeing how it started and ended.
Well, just the idea of, I mean, nowhere near the same as Fight Club, but the concept of what you think is real is not, right?
Yes, in the end of the book, nothing is what it seems.
Yes.
And looking back, I read some blogs on it that there's spoilers throughout.
Yeah, oh my God.
There were
I
a lot
could
of
read
things
that, like-
mentioned in Fight Club that would, if you were going
Yes.
back watching it the second time, you're like, oh, they're giving
Yes.
away.
Yes, if
Red
you read, you
herrings.
should read our book again.
I might probably giving it away. You're giving away? Did you put Easter eggs in there too?
Yes.
Ah,
There's-
well done.
There's some red herrings.
Nice.
I like
And this
the
kid's
question.
favorite book is My Big Fat Zombie Goldfish books.
Yes, I remember those.
Really?
For the kids?
Would you rather read the Bible or your book?
My book. Is that wrong? Am I going to get in trouble?
You're in big trouble.
What do you say?
Our book.
I mean, let's be real.
His favorite book is Kai Watch. All right. And Nicole and Krista, have you ever wondered if there's someone perfect or a perfect family?
I love this.
This is a good
This
question.
person's really focused.
question.
Who
Take
is
that
that?
one.
Give them an
All
A.
right, Lucian, you get an A.
A+.
That's very good. What was the question? I just know it was relevant. Have you ever wondered if there's someone perfect or a perfect family? No, but I mean, I think that's a very good question, and I think that this town, like we talked about different demographics, you feel like keeping up with that, with the Joneses' pressure to be perfect. So we know the fakers, though.
Nice. Would you rather be twins or still be a teenager?
Oof, you answer that one.
I'd rather still be a teenager.
Yeah. Actually, no. I don't know. I don't know my answer.
Another vote for Dog Man. His favorite book's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Mm-hmm. Do you write as one author? No, we touched on that. You guys each took a chapter, which was great. I was thinking that the whole time while I was reading. Would you rather write full-time instead of teaching and writing? I don't know if they maybe think you're
Well,
a
they
teacher.
mean our 6 other jobs. Yes, we would like to just write, I think, right?
I like the balance because I feel that sometimes when I'm meeting with clients, synchronistic things happen, and
Yeah.
they're talking about things that actually give me motivation to write. And I know some authors that became full-time authors and they still could only kind of write for 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like you can't really write all day long. So I do like working with the spouse community and having my private life coaching practice in West Hartford, and I feel that they really feed into each other more than when I'm trying to work on a project during COVID and I wasn't working for a couple weeks and I felt like I got less done than after a busy day thinking about what I'm going to write about and getting home and
True.
writing it. I think busy people get more done, so I would keep my day job.
Yeah,
At
you
least
mentioned that
part-time.
too, side hustle. Everyone should have a side hustle.
I agree.
This is not like I teach, but I also have a nonprofit. Not my side hustle, but it keeps me busy, keeps me active, keeps me going, motivates me to do well, get out of the
Oftentimes, the
house.
6 jobs feed into each other. I think we're going to have a future book on something scary with real estate.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
I know.
To be continued.
Yeah, like,
I scare myself sometimes. I'm showing house. I'll tell her, oh my God, I was with this guy, and then I had to go in this scary basement, and I'm like, he's gonna kick me from behind and like kill me and on the
Yeah.
stairs. And then
how big is this closet? Why don't you go look inside and tell me?
Or they'll be like, go ahead, after you. And I'll be like, no, after you, because I know you're gonna murder me.
No, after you. No, after you.
So.
You know the day the crayons quit?
Yes, I
Or
love
the day the
that.
crayons came back?
I
Which
love
one's your
those
favorite?
books. The first one.
Right? Great. Good answer. Would you rather write books about twins? A lot of twins, because
You shared.
there's twins in the book. I was like, I had to say something that the
Yeah,
book was
yeah,
about.
yeah. Don't say anymore.
I was like, there's twins and
That's it.
tennis. I said tennis, twins, something else.
He didn't tell them about the drugs and sex, so that was
Yeah,
good.
we're going to leave that one out. Favorite book is Bad Guys. Would you rather be a pen or a pencil?
I like to be a pen.
I like to be a pencil.
You can be erased.
Did it
You don't
take you
care.
a long time to make
I
an
can change
imperfect
my
plan?
mind more than you.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the total time frame? So you wrote it in 3 months, but editing took
3
a year?
years.
No, 3 months. We edited ourselves for 3 more months, and then we started sending it out to get an agent. We got 55 rejections. We did that for a couple months, and then we finally secured our agent, and then we edited for another year or year and a half.
Yeah, and then there was like some pause time in there, just because the right timing to sell a book with COVID and everything going on. There was just some pause time in there where no one was really working on it, but we had to get the timing right.
Would you rather be an artist or a musician?
Artist,
Would you rather be a nonfiction book or a comic book?
comic.
Nonfiction. You
You
have
guys-
to draw.
That's hilarious too. I think that's written somewhere. You're like, we get along great, we write everything together, but we can't agree on coffee roast.
Oh, no, we can't. We're complete
And it's
opposites.
happening like almost every question.
Yes.
But that's what
Yeah,
makes you
that's
guys.
what our Twitter says.
Yeah.
We don't agree on a dark roast, but we agree on a dark
I know,
plot.
he studied.
Oh.
Would
You're
you
like,
rather?
how'd you know?
Would you rather have a pet dog or a pet cat?
Dog.
Dog.
Would you rather have a book that has 100 pages or 200 pages?
200.
Would you rather be a fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction. Book.
Fiction.
And this favorite book is What We See in the Stars. And this one, last one was Smile.
I love this, that you're doing this with your
Right, it's
students.
great, right? Do you have a pet?
Yeah, so this is very funny. I don't know how much time we have, but we told
All day.
our families when we ignored them many times and said, eat a chicken
This
nugget.
is not a great story.
Well, I'm just saying.
A lot of
it's
peanut
funny.
butter and jelly sandwiches. I
Can't
read
tell
that
it.
somewhere.
It's just so funny.
Go ahead.
Well,
It's fine. I mean, you look like the hero in the
no,
story,
I'm
but
not.
it's fine.
I'm not. It
be
just
the
was
hero.
that you made a bad choice of the time. I lucked out. Anyways,
Okay.
we kept saying, if you leave us alone and eat peanut butter and jelly, we'll get you, if we're going to sell this book, we're going to be famous, it's going to be amazing, and we'll get you a dog. All 6 kids, they want a dog. So we both, amongst ourselves, said, fine, we'll get them the dog. Like, they'll be quiet. We'll get, I guess. And then as it got closer and we were really going to get a book deal, I'm like, we're going to have to get the dog. So we did both get the dog. I got a small dog that I thought could be manageable, and she got one that was going to be like 100,000 pounds.
It was like 7-week-old puppy. And
A
it wasn't for
7-week-old.
me. I couldn't even leave to get my hair done. So it was not a good fit for
No.
me. And I wasn't quite ready for it. And I cried and begged the kids if we could not have the dog. And the dog went to a beautiful home. Don't worry. I actually get videos from my daughter of the dog now. It's giant.
Yeah.
They're
No,
really
that
big.
was too much.
But it wasn't for me. But we did, and then I tried to get your dog's brother, but your dog's brother was bad.
Yeah, he was
So-
trouble.
So you
I
got the
called
dog.
I tried to foster, she fostered a dog and they kept it. They were foster fails and kept the dog. And then I was going to get the dog's brother so we could have this beautiful story. But then I called the shelter and they said it wasn't good with
It
kids.
was a very bad dog. So
So-
anyways, then we end up putting the dog, my dog, into book 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we thought that now we're dog people, we have to like.
Oh, I know.
And I'll babysit her dog. Like she's going to Mexico for a week. If she wants, my kids can watch the dog for a week and it'll be like my
How
makeup.
nice!
It will be my making up to them that I didn't get the dog. We can just share the book dog.
Yeah, dog sit. I was
Dog
never
sit.
a dog guy either.
You have a cat?
And now I have a dog and
Sierra
I
just
buy him
dog sat
puppuccinos.
for like a week, and I said, "Oh, maybe you could watch Nicole's dog when they go away."
Okay, what's a
She's very
puppuccino?
You put whipped cream in a cup. So I get them at Elmwood, Doro, any Starbucks.
Wait, you ask for this?
Yeah,
You say?
puppuccino.
And then the dogs lick the.
You
Because
just hold
I've
it up.
asked them, I've gone to, this is new to me, so I've said, like the Dunkin' Donuts, I've heard there's something that you people give dogs, and they're like, no.
No, just say I want a puppuccino. They're like, what's that? Well, shoot some whipped cream in a cup for me. I mentioned
the
that to
dog
Scott
just
Miller. We're
licks it
gonna
up.
put it on the Be a Good Friend puppuccino at Doro, so you can get that for your dog. All
Great.
proceeds are gonna go to Friends of Feeney. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God, amazing.
Great.
I just got one on Sunday. That's my hangout with
Who
Barkley,
knew?
my
I'll have to bring
Labradoodle.
your
I have a
dog out the
Labradoodle.
week-
Of course you do, you're from West Hartford.
Right?
The week that I'm babysitting her dog, I'll bring it for a puppuccino.
Gotta get puppuccinos every
Right.
time I'm out. And then I'm like, you gonna be good? You get a puppuccino. He's like, oh yeah.
That
That's
is adorable.
so funny.
See, do you like tennis?
Yes.
Of course, we
Do you
love
have twins?
it. No,
Would you ever have 100 sisters or 100 brothers?
brothers.
Sisters.
Would you rather write a book or be a YouTuber?
Write a book.
Are you sisters?
No.
Favorite book is Magic Treehouse.
Oh.
Oh, are you going to subscribe to Mr. Feeney's podcast?
Yes.
We
of
already
course.
did.
Did we?
I love
I
doing
did.
math. Do you like baseball?
We like watching it.
We watch a lot of baseball, so yes, we like that. We have
Cool.
no choice.
Last Kids on Earth is a good book. All right, these are some good ones. Would you rather be a pickle or a cucumber?
Pickle.
Pickle.
Would you rather play Minecraft or Fortnite?
Fortnite.
I don't know. I guess Fortnite, everyone seems to enjoy that.
Do you like Harry Potter?
Love.
Harry Potter gets mentioned.
Yes. Do we have a Harry Potter birthday
Page
party?
225.
Do you like it? I
Someone's-
love it. I waited in line like for the books, everything, like a weirdo.
Yeah, the mother-in-law decorated the house like Hogwarts in your book. It's pretty cool. Now, did you get permission? You have to ask, or
I'm not sure.
Someone did something for us. Our publisher had a long list of stuff.
and this guy's mom's a therapist. How many therapists does it take to change a light bulb?
That's
None. I guess that's funny. Would you rather make books or not?
Make them
Would you rather be a kid, teenager, or an adult?
Adult.
adult.
Would you rather meet Dr. Seuss or Walt Disney?
Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Are you sisters? What's your favorite book? A lot of those. Bad Kitty. A lot of twins.
Oh, I loved Bad Kitty. I read that to my girls.
She knows about twins because she has one, but they're not identical. Would you rather be a horse or a seahorse?
Oh,
God.
Neither.
No.
I'm allergic to horses and I don't like the sea animals.
Dork Diaries is a good book.
Yes.
Pokemon's their favorite book. Would you rather be a book or a keyboard?
Book.
Keyboard, because I like to make like a noise.
A lot of Addison. So I got a lot of, what's your favorite book? How come you're Addison McKnight? All right, cool. Those were crazy questions.
Buy the book.
That was fun.
Crazy questions. All right, May 3rd, we talked on that. We got time for one more game.
Something where we win something.
Yes, that's right. We're going to name that song, but we're going to play this. They play this here on Fridays. Incoherent.
Yes.
So, competition game. This is a game of gibberish. You're going to read it out.
I can't see.
Okay, we're gonna read it out loud, and then what happens?
It'll make sense. Chunk it out.
Together we're doing.
Right,
Yeah.
tick cool us.
Yeah, keep going.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Boom.
Good job.
How do I get the gift card?
So you got to get 5 of those.
Great.
So we'll give you 1. Ready? Now it's
I
competition
wish I
time.
had my glasses.
Oh my God! Against
your
you?
glasses?
Against you?
No, you two.
TV remote.
Great.
You getting this? Owen?
Really like vacation.
Going somewhere tropical.
Family vacation.
Feel like a vacation?
Oh, you were close. You can't get shut out. We've never had anyone shut out. Let's go.
Oh, it's going
Shut
to
her
happen.
out.
I
Shut her
can't
out.
wait.
Chicken do waffles.
Chicken and waffles.
You get, yeah, that's the best. When you hear it and see it.
Beethoven.
Ooh. One more. Come on.
Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. What do I get? Like
She gets
over
like
there,
a-
I'm gonna have like a trophy. Are you letting me win?
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Peter Parker.
Superman. Superman.
The other guy.
Spider-Man. What the hell? My kids would kill me.
Come on. You got shut out.
Oh my God, I'm
Great.
great at this.
Good job.
What did I win?
Gift card to Donut Crazy.
Wow, that's like her favorite.
I love Donut Crazy.
Good. They're a sponsor.
Thank you. That's so
Check out-
nice. I just bought, as a realtor, I brought them, I went over to Donut Crazy and got 2 big boxes of donuts and brought it over there because I had 2 clients that were at the police station. And then my son was like, Mom, you can't bring police donuts. It's like rude.
Yeah. It's
So I was like,
disrespectful.
oh my God, I thought I was doing a nice thing.
No,
But I
Chief-
called ahead. I was like, do you think it's rude if I bring you these amazing gourmet donuts? And he was like, no, bring them over. So
Absolutely not.
I
Then we
didn't
got
know
to
that
the
it was
bottom.
rude to bring
it's
police
like a
donuts.
thing, like it's a cliche that
Stereotype.
they eat donuts, I guess.
No, they used to go to the donut shops to get the info. That's where the guys hung out and you get the gossip. So, and then when they were off shift, that was like most of the time, that was the only place that was open. Chief told me that. Chief Riddick was on the podcast too.
Okay.
Okay,
So we had some
now
really
I
wonderful
know
guests.
For
We-
researching future books.
Yep. We've had the mayor on, the police chief, we've had The Bridge, Johnny's Jog, Miracle League, and now 2 authors with a book coming out May 10th. It was so great to talk with Nicole
I
and
know.
Krista.
Thank you
It was
so much.
great
This
to
is
be
so
on the
fun.
show.
Yep, you have military spouse coach, Nicole Moleti, Addison McKnight official. Check them out on Instagram. And you have
Yes.
web pages, websites you want to
Addison-
share?
AddisonMcKnight.com. And you can order the book right on AddisonMcKnight.com.
So get out there.
Or Amazon or Target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Be a good
we're-
friend and order the
Thank
book.
you so much for having us on the show. It was super fun.
Yes.
Any closing remarks?
We love being part of this community, and we're so thankful that everyone has just been so supportive and excited for us. It's been a long journey, but it's been fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. We love like helping and being with the community and kind connecting with other women that are doing side hustles and helping them the way that they've helped us.
Very cool. No, thank you so much. Again, I'll say it again. Got a Imperfect Plan, Addison McKnight.
And thank you for reading.
Yeah, I know. I was like, gotta get this done.
Okay, but I don't like that. I want you to say like, I was like, I can't stop reading this.
Yes,
No,
it was
no,
a page turner.
that was yesterday.
Not like homework.
No.
He's like,
No.
I gotta do this.
I had to finish it. I couldn't come here and not have it done. I wanted to be able to share. And remember when I said I was trying, my wife's like, I gotta walk the dog. And I'm like, no. Well, I'll tell you what part I was on if you want me to get into it. No, shared
Don't.
loved it.
No spoilers.
Made so many connections. This should go on the website. You know, this is Feeney's Addison
This is your
McKnight
book
podcast
club.
notes, connections, lessons learned, real life. Oh wait, there's some spoilers on there.
Yeah.
Oops. Made notes. It was great. I loved it. I highly suggest it. Forget Reese Witherspoon and Steven Tyler and Jenna Bush. You have my promotion. Feeney Talks with Friends. Be a good friend. Buy this book. Addison McKnight. May
Thank you
10th,
so
$14.95.
Thank
You get a
you.
book. You get a book. But again, we hope to see everyone at May 3rd at Playhouse on Park, $25. Again, it's going to be a great time. We were just there, Playhouse on Park, on Saturday, volunteering. My daughter and I were cleaning up the street for the beautification project, clean up with Kate. It was great, so we hope to see you there. They said they were coming, so we're gonna have authors in the building.
There. We'll do some sort of giveaway. We'll do maybe some giveaways. May 3rd is before our release. We'll do some sort of like book giveaway or
Yeah,
something.
we'll do a book giveaway.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. And on 3, we'll say be a good friend. 1, 2, 3.
Be a good friend. Yay, we love this.
Thanks.
Thank you. This was so fun.